What is the difference between he may be watching a movie, he might be watching a movie, and he would be watching a movie? Okay, good question, SR. It's a little complicated because they have different senses, right? He may be watching a movie means I don't know for sure, and I'm using may as a word to let you know, or everyone listening know, that I'm stating this as a possibility and not a certainty. If I know it for sure, then I'll just say he is watching a movie. It's true. He may be watching a movie. What's Carl doing? He may be watching a movie. Now, it could be right now, but I can put it in the future. I could even put it in the past, right? If I say, for example, I think that tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Carl may be watching a movie. Okay, so I've put it into the future, and that's fine. The may there is just a way to insert uncertainty, meaning, I don't know, it could be that I'm wrong, right? I may be interested. I don't want to commit. I don't want to say it is. I want to say, maybe, kind of like that, right? He might be watching a movie, could be exactly the same thing. He might be watching a movie. We could say he might be watching a movie in the future as well. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, he might be watching a movie. I don't know, right? But the feeling is a little different. The connotation is a little different. The connotation is the feeling we get when we say it. I think when I hear might be versus may be, I think that it might be even less certain, and it makes it sound even less confident, or a little closer to I really have no idea, whereas may pushes it closer toward probably it is, right? And that's the difference in the feeling between the two, although usually they're used in the same way, right? He might be, he may be, used in the same way there. Okay, he would be watching a movie. Now, this gets into some very different territory. He would be watching a movie might be used to connect to something else as a hypothetical. For example, he would be watching a movie if he weren't working so hard. So there, he is working very hard, and because he is working very hard, he's not watching a movie. But what I want to say is, because he's not watching a movie, because he's working hard, he doesn't have time to do the thing that I think he would do if he weren't so busy, right? I'm sure, pretty sure, yes, I'm sure that in his free time he watches movies. And usually he's not very busy, and so about this time, 6 o'clock, he is watching a movie. But he's not today. Why not? Because he's working very hard. Okay. So there you're attaching this hypothetical to imagining that he's not working hard when in fact he is. So that's kind of like now. Now he is hypothetically assuming that he's not working hard, even though he is. Therefore, he is not watching a movie. So that's why we use would. We would use would for things like, if I were 95 years old, I would be living in Florida. So I'm not 95 and I'm not living in Florida. But if I were 95, I would be living in Florida. That's the idea. We're kind of imagining a different present, but we can also imagine different futures and different pasts. So that's the basic difference between these. Would is different, very different from, or quite different from the other two. Might and may are actually pretty similar most of the time.